Oh, did you see? No, I was actually watching the Caseytron waiting room, and like I'm at the era where I'm like showing the old house. So you probably saw some of the old house. It's like, damn, how is it even the same house? But yeah, like the little greenhouse kind of area that we want to do in front of there. It's kind of like a project that we're working on because we're also going to kind of like experiment with like some of like the geothermal heating, you know, all the old animals too. Oh, it's so nice that we have like all of, like, honestly, I feel blessed to have all of the video footage that I have though, you know, like I have so much video footage. You know, a lot of it's just of me like streaming video games, which I don't care about that much, obviously, but I have a lot of video footage of like road trips and vacations and, you know, like random stuff around the house. That's kind of cool that I have. And I appreciate Tracy W so much for helping me back up all of these VODs. Like, it's been something that's been like in the back of my mind because I have some of my VODs stored elsewhere, but a lot of my VODs are just on YouTube. And I'm like, I need to get them backed up elsewhere. And Tracy's been helping me with that. Tracy's been helping me with that endeavor. Yes, everybody clap for Tracy W, and please follow the Caseytron waiting room. It is kind of an interesting era in the Caseytron waiting room. But, oh God. You know, I'm not saying this like, okay, like don't take this as me like complaining. Don't take this as me like complaining at all. But you know, like a lot of you, you know, you work, you have full-time jobs. And I do, like, I know you guys will act like I'm full of shit or whatever, but it's like, I stream about, I would say like 36 to 40 plus hours a week, you know, on top of the other stuff that I do behind the scenes. But anyway, you know, like a lot of you, you know, it's like, we're working class, we're working full-time. And like, I'm not saying this because I'm like complaining, because I feel really lucky to be able to stream and work from home like I do. Like, you know, like I have a lot of leeway and whatnot. But it's just like, God damn, I don't fucking have time for fucking any fucking thing. Oh my fucking God. You know? Like, that's just what it's like, right? That's just what it's like whenever you're working class and, like, work full... Like, it's just like you don't fucking have time for any fucking thing. Like it's like on my days off, you know, on my days off, you know, it's like you're doing your chores and you're getting caught up on the other stuff, you know? And maybe, like, on your days off, it's like, oh, you can have, like, an evening or, like, a morning to yourself. But isn't it just like all I fucking do is fucking work? And like I said, like I'm not complaining because I feel very lucky to do what I do, but it's just like I wish there was more time in a day, you know, like like it would be so much easier for me to do like 8-hour stretches. You know, there's 24 hours in a day. There's 24 hours in a day. You work for 8 of them. You sleep for 8 of them, right? So that's 16. Oh, thank you. And then you have 8.
Yeah, 3 more of the stamps. So put that on the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
How's the show going?
Good.
Tell her what I said hi.
My dad said hi. He's going down there. And there's Penny. She thinks she's people. Penny does. She'll sit up in the chair. She thinks she's people. But yeah, it's just like I feel like I have, I don't, it's just like I said, it's how little time there is in a fucking day. Like, it's like I'm not even, it's like I'm not even complaining about like the work itself. It's more so just the fucking time. I'm so burnt out from my job lately that my days off are just to try and recover and recharge. Like, I feel like I definitely suffer burnout, but I would say like probably in a different way than like most traditional jobs. My burnout is like more like I feel creatively depleted, you know? But anyway, like I guess I just brought that up because I was just wondering, like, how do you guys feel about working, 40 plus hours a week? Like, is it just me, or does it feel like there is no time for any fucking thing else? Especially on the days that you work. It's just like I don't get to fucking do anything else but sleep and work, and then maybe I have like 1 hour I can watch a movie. My days off are spent sleeping for the next overnight. Sleep, work, maybe 4 hours of games. It's by design to suppress people from enjoying life. I've thought about it a lot. It really is. It really is. It's like, I'm not, like I said, it's not even like I'm trying to complain about the work itself or anything. It's more just like the time and feeling like you have no time. We need to dismantle capitalism. Oh, it's happening. I feel like I've been having, somebody was saying like, it's sleep, work, eat, like the same things every day. I've been getting like these Groundhog Day type vibes, like type feelings, and it's honestly been depressing, where it's just like you wake up and it's like, here we fucking go again. Feels like damn Groundhog's Day. And it's just like, I feel like that's the other thing that contributes to the anxiety. I'm sure like a lot of people are on the same boat as me, where it's like, well, fuck, I work soon, gotta hurry. Where it's like you're just always fucking in a rush, always rushed, always feel like, Yeah, we need to all just like, I'm telling you guys, we need to start the commune. We need to start the commune. I always say like my goal in life is to not make a bunch of money, to not make more money. My goal in life is to be in a position where I don't even have to fucking care about money. Where money is as little of a thought as possible. Get like my bottom line expenses down as low as possible. But God, the elites are making that really fucking hard, aren't they? God. But anyway, thank you for listening to my rant. But yeah, the IDF bots are after me because I said that I hate Israel. And I do. And I hate the United States. I hate Israel. I hate the United States. To like, before people start trying to like, because people will say you're anti-Semitic and shit. Like, to clarify, I hate Israel. I hate Israel the most. I hate United States. I'll also throw in North Korea. I hate North Korea. I would also say, I hate, what other countries do I hate. Like, it's a love-hate relationship, I feel like, with UK. You know. Right, Frey from the A. No, and it's like, I hate, but like, you know, I'm not trying to pull this, but you guys realize my bestie is Jewish. Sean is Jewish, and honestly, like, I've learned a lot with Sean, and, you know, Sean, so, like, Sean has kind of like an interesting family history because both his mom and his dad are both adopted. So both of his parents are adopted, but he knows that his mom is Jewish. I'm not sure, like, in what way, because there's, like, aren't there, like, different ways that you can be Jewish or whatever? So both of Sean's parents are adopted. So it's like he doesn't really have, like, a lot of, you know, he doesn't, like, really feel his family roots. And over the past, like, I would say for a while, like, maybe several years, you know, Sean has been like, yeah, I want to, you know, learn more about Judaism to get, like, in touch with my family roots. Right? And it's like, he has, it's not, you know, it's not like he's like, oh, I want to go to Tel Aviv. You know, he's like, I don't want to go to Israel. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. You know, I just want to learn about, like, my family's history, right? But no, these Zionists calling me anti-Semitic, I need to start pulling the, my best friend is Jewish. Dumb fuck. Jewish and gay, right? What plants are in bloom right now? I have, let me show you what I have. I have these marigolds. And then I have, these are my pansies that I got. These were ones that I just got at Walmart. Walmart has pretty cheap, you know, flowers. Like, I think they were like $3 for like a bundle. And these are, fuck, what are these called again? Morning Glories. And these, you know, is HB Kid here? Because this is actually from Seed. HB Kid sent me these seeds, and I can't remember what it is. I tried to get some of these other seeds to, oh yes, you're right, petunias, not morning glories. But these, this is one of the seeds that I got to take off, but I'm not sure what it is. But see, it has like a bloom. I think that it might be like a 4 o'clock or like a 6 o'clock. It's got a bit of vining to it, but I'm like, I might need to move it, right? Because look at the leaves. Yellow means, does yellow mean that it's not getting enough sun? Like it turns yellow because it's like not getting enough chlorophyll? I should just pluck that. Or does it not even necessarily mean anything? It could be a lot of things. Yeah, maybe I need to move it back in. No, you're right. Maybe I need to move it somewhere else. Yeah, I'm to like I'm to the stage with like my planting where it's like I'm starting to experiment more with just like moving the plants in various places of the house to see where they work best. It could mean overwatering, underwatering. See, these are all plants that get like rain. But look at my olive tree. My olive tree is looking so good. I need to repot it. This olive tree, I need to do a repotting on it. I have like, see that big blue pot right there? I'm gonna put it in that one, which would definitely give it some more space. And then this is like a tropical fern, and it is just flourishing. It had kind of gotten a little bit barren by the beginning of the spring, but I was able to put it outside again, you know, and it's flourishing now. Right, Peter? Okay, I need to get inside and get to it. I need to get inside and get to it. I am just like I said, I probably need an anti-anxiety medication. You know, it's like I went through my non-medicated phase. Maybe it's like, all right, I went through my non-medicated phase. Maybe I try medication now. Obviously, the non-medication didn't work. Maybe it's time to try medications. No, honestly, the anxiety has come a long way. The anxiety and mental unwellness has come a long way. Wouldn't you guys agree? Like, I think that I have gotten a lot better. Like, I think that I have, like, it's like, obviously I'm not perfect. It's a work in progress, but it's like I have improved, Kim. I have improved. And then I think that I need to give myself more grace because I've had a hell of a fucking year. You know, we're coming up on the anniversary of the lawsuit. Like, it's been, you know, like, it's like I have had a hell of a year. But I'm freeing myself from my chains. I'm gonna be out of debt soon. By the end of the year. By the end of the year. It's like I'm slowly but steady working away at it. You're a girl, you had a hell of a life, to be honest. Thank you. Honestly, I think that it's really validating for most people, you know, like if you're working class, even if you're fucking middle class, you know, because the truth is with like a lot of like children of like more middle class families, it's like, okay, your family is maybe somewhat financially stable, but it's not like they have extra money to send you to college, and then you're fucked out of getting any sort of like Pell Grant or any sort of other like financial help because they're like, oh, well, your family makes too much money. But, you know, really middle class is working class as well, to be clear, you know, but I think like anybody who's like fucking working class, like not having money in a capitalist society is fucking hell. It is. It's fucking hell. It fucking sucks. You know, not being of like the higher class, being of like the bottom class, it's a fucking struggle every day. And then, you know, like you factor in like you know, like you factor in like you know, like your family, which is working class, you know, it's like, you know, you go up generations. Like I'm sure for a lot of you who are working class, you go up generations with like, you know, your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents. And it's like, holy fucking shit. No wonder there's so much trauma going on. You know, like, holy fucking shit. And, you know, like, all of that trauma really truly stems from being working class. You know, like the alcoholism, the drug addiction, you know, the domestic abuse. Like, because being fucking poor and being fucking working class sucks. It does. It fucking sucks. I got a $4,000 ambulance ride for a mental health crisis. Don't buy it. How do I do confession? Exclamation, confess. Yes, okay, I need to get myself back on track. Like I said, my anxiety's been high. Do you think that it's also the estrogen? I think I think that hopefully whenever, like I said, I started this new birth control, and I've never done birth control that has like estrogen in it as well. And you know, like estrogen is a motherfucker. Like it'll make you feel emotional and shit, right? Maybe that's partly why I've been like especially like on one lately, because of the estrogen. And you know, I'm sure like I'll balance out. Right, don't pay your medical bills. But I'll give it a while, like maybe it'll balance out. Do your plants talk to you? Yeah. I've told you the conversation I've had with the trees. You're right, I need to start talking with my plants more. Estrogen can cause a dip in serotonin when changing to a new pill. Yeah, I figured. I was like, I think that I've been feeling so mental lately because of that. But then I'm like, it'll balance out. I just need to, you know. But yeah, it's just had me like anxious, I guess. Really, Jaguar. I need to get going with my plans more. I need to stream it, honestly. I ought to stream some of my yard work, but I don't know. It's honestly, I feel like I almost need to make another secondary channel. You know? Oh, I haven't told you guys about like the new, so like the new dream that I have. It's just like a little side hustle I've been thinking about. I'm like, maybe I could pull it off. It would really depend. But I've been like, one of the things that I want to do, like I said, a little side hustle. I'd like to keep my eye out for business space. Oh, thank you, Buffy Mush. I am. I'm a resilient motherfucker. Like, God. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius fire sign. That can be very difficult for me. Like, whenever you just want to fight so much. Oh, but my side hustle that I've been thinking about, it would really depend on how much I could even get, like, a small business space for, because I would want to buy it. Like, I wouldn't want to rent out a business space. I would want to find my own little space. Honestly, I'd prefer like a standalone building, really. And where I live, there's like a little kind of like quaint downtown area that does have a lot of little like kind of business spaces that I don't think could really be that expensive. It would really just depend on how much the space cost. And honestly, I'm like, you know, with how the economy is doing, like some of that stuff might open up, or some of that stuff might become available for cheap. Weed shop, no, I want to do a cat cafe. I want to do a cat cafe. And I guess like my thoughts behind it, I would still stream from home, but it's like I would almost like basically move my stream studio to the cat cafe. You know, I would move my stream studio to the Cat Café, so then it's like the space would serve two purposes. It would be like a cat cafe and then also my stream studio. And if I got the cats, I would want like a cat colony. I think I would do like a cat colony, and then I would do like, maybe I would do like some adoptees, but I would want like some cats that like lived there, you know? I'd have to like figure out what I could get away with like serving, like, you know, like maybe food or drink wise. Maybe I could do like some baked goods or a coffee, but I'd have to look into like what the rules were and stuff. And then I would do a 24/7 cat cam channel. You know, I would do a 24/7 cat cam channel. And I guess I would have to figure out like different ways to, you know, like monetize it. I think that I would even maybe consider like, depending on what the space was like, I would even consider maybe doing like like a a cat sitter, like if you're going out of town, you know, like a cat sitter space. But wouldn't that be so fun? Can you hire us? Well, it would basically just be like me and Joshua running it. You know, I could probably like get my family to help me like clean or something like that. But yeah, like I said, that would fully depend on like what business spaces around here we're even running. You know, it would depend like what I could get like a loan on, I guess. And then, you know, like honestly, I think it would actually have pretty low overhead. I mean, not super low. Like my overhead would be like the cost of the building. You know, there would be the cost of some business permits that I would have to renew every year, which I don't think would even be like too crazy.
That's so smart. Before
And then
going
I'd
all
have
in
like
on
my
a human commune,
utilities.
you start with
And then
cats
I'd
to work
have
out all the
like,
kinks.
That's so smart. Before going all in on a human commune, you start with cats to work out all the kinks.
right. I think it's hard to have a food license and an animal license. I think it varies probably like city to city though. Like I think it probably varies location to location. And there might be like different ways you can kind of like circumvent it. Like if it's like pre-packaged stuff, you know, or even like a vending machine, you know, like a vending machine that sold pre-packaged baked goods or something. I don't know. It would depend. Girl, just open a gay bar. Bars are expensive. Like really, like hospitality businesses, like bars or restaurants are expensive. Because of all of like the licensing and just like the cost of like foods and alcohols and stuff like that. Right, Victoria stinks. My thoughts as well. But like I said, this is just like kind of like a pipe dream that I've had in my head and would fully depend on what kind of like business spaces became available. Sorry, is it okay that I'm ranting? I feel like I haven't really done this in a while. Honestly, I used to do this all the time. Is BBL Baddie still here? Like, didn't I used to do this like literally all the time? This would be like kind of what I did. Oh my gosh, I am sweating though. Like, I am melting out here. But yeah, this would kind of be what I did for a minute there. Oh my god. I'm ready to get out my sprinkler. I'm ready to get out my sprinkler. Yeah, the commune though. So about the commune. There's like, if there's anybody rich here, like seriously, or maybe a few rich people who'd consider it, down in the Ozarks on my favorite river to go on a float trip, there's a property. It's like 20 acres. You can get the whole property, which I think is like more like 50 acres and has like a house and what on it. It's going for 1.2 million. Just the campground property is going for 750,000. But it's like 20 acres right off the Niangua River in the Ozarks, and it's like already kind of an established campground. It has like water hookups. It has like a few standalone buildings for the campground. They just put in a new shower house and bathroom. It's my favorite campground. It's the best campground on that river. But the campground itself is going for 750,000. But then, you know, like that area, you know, my campground got flooded out a couple weeks ago. I hadn't heard of it flooding in that area for a minute, and I'm kind of like, I wonder if like the water is really starting to rise down there, and maybe that would be underwater eventually. You know, hard to say though. It's like, will it be underwater or will the water be dried up? You know? It's like, I don't know which one, but it might be one of the two. Tell them there's a Bigfoot in that area. But yeah, like, I think it would be so cool to have a little campground.
Bursting Colors just subscribed.
Like, I think that would make sense.
Oh, wow. Bursting Colors just subscribed. Love you, Pookie.
Bursting Colors, thank you. Like, the property that I have in the Ozarks, there's a river on my property. It's not the Niangua, but it's like actually a river that branches off of the Niangua. The Niangua is just like a pretty, it's like a really popular spring-fed river that flows into the Lake of the Ozarks. So a lot of people will like float down it as like a lazy river. And my property that I have in the Ozarks, which is like completely undeveloped, it's like about 10 acres, and there's a river that goes through it, like near it. The river doesn't necessarily like go through my property, but it's like very close to my property. And it's like, if we wanted to, we could, like, if we put in a new road, like if we put in like our own gravel road down to the river, there's a spot that you can float down to. There's like another road that's about a 3-hour float down the river. Like a 3-hour float down the river. It's like, if we built a road, then we could have our own like drop off and pickup for our campground, for our Shangri-La. No, I honestly though, like my dream, I feel like, you know, along with the co-op, like my dream would be basically for Joshua, because Joshua has his master's in psychology. But I don't know, like, I think eventually they'll probably mushrooms are already decriminalized, but maybe like Joshua getting his certification to like do like, to administer like shrooms as like a therapeutic thing, and we could open up like a mushroom therapy like retreat rehab center in the woods. Wouldn't that be so cool? There's a place kind of like that near here. Well, they don't do like mushroom therapy, but it's like a little hippie campground. It's so cute. It's so cute. They have like a few school buses, like a few broken down school buses that they made into like little rooms that you can stay in. There's a few cabins that you can stay in, and then they have like farm animals and stuff like that. Right, Penny? Look at her. Oh yeah, I just started another pot of coffee. Well, you already got some. I need to get some.
Yeah, that's what I came up for. You want some sugar only?
No, I don't even do sugar anymore.
Straight coffee?
Yeah, I'll get
Glass
it though.
cups?
Yeah. Start a cult. The thing about the co-op, the thing about the co-op, because I've told you, like, I feel like my ultimate dream, though, my ultimate dream, like, these other things are kind of just, like, branches of that, but my ultimate dream is to start the co-op. But the thing with, like, the thing with a co-op is and like, the thing with a co-op and the thing about, like, the way that I would want to do it is it's like, it's not something to make money, like, it's not like a money making thing, which I feel like is, like, kind of like, it's like, I think, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's, like, kind of like the hang up. So it's like, how would that work? Like, how would that work? What would it look like? Basically, I feel like it would be like several people doing like a large investment, like, I don't know how much money we would need necessarily to get started off, but my thoughts are, maybe we could start off with, like, I don't know, like a simple, like, barn building or something like that. But, I think the way that I would want to do it and the way for it to be feasible is we would be, like, building our own homes, really. We would be building our own homes, and we would be trying to use a lot of the materials that were in the area. So it's like, we would want an area that what we would be able to use to source materials. So, like, a treed area would be good. We would want to mill our own lumber, even, like, somewhere, like, down where we're at in the Ozarks, since it's, like, by so many rivers, there's, like, a lot of places where it's like, oh, we could just go and, like, pick up some gravel in the back of the truck, There's, like, a lot of places on our property that's just, like, a lot of, like, rock and gravel. Like, most of the initial investment would basically be the property and then the tools and machinery. There are a couple of communities like this popular on social media, right? And I'm sure they all have dramas of their own, but that's just kind of like the deal. Like, I've thought about this before because, like, I've had a community for quite some time. There's always going to be drama within a community. It's just something that is always going to happen. It is unavoidable, and I feel like there's a part of it where you just have to accept that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's like Commune reality show. That would be so fun, though. No, honestly, I haven't thought of that aspect of it. It's like, we could film it. That could be like a way that we could have revenue. No. No tolerance for drama. I don't think that would be possible. Yeah, I don't think that would be possible. I don't think that would be realistic. I'd have to think about it. I feel like ultimately, like, the people who were, like, the main investors, they would probably, like, obviously have, like, some sort of hierarchy, I guess. But then it's also like, how would that work? So it's like, would we have plots that were like split up that people owned that were like, oh, those are theirs? Would we have like a few plots that were like, okay, these are like for people that are like coming in and out? You know, I don't know. Girl, no. What? Like I said, it would have to be like, I don't know. So if I pay, can I be the ruler? No, I mean, it wouldn't be like that. I would say like how, like, you know, say if you started with like 10 initial people, it would be like 10 people who all had equal say, right? Ten people who all had equal say and who all like were on paper like that was their plot of land that they owned. So it would be a small capitalism commune, right? Like, see, that's what I'm saying. That would be like, that's like, it's hard to figure out how it would work. You know, because I feel like I'm so capitalist brain broke. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like it would be like founding members who like owned, or I guess like, you know, that was like, and then I think that there would also be a section, I feel like for people who like, not necessarily like renters, but I feel like it would almost more so be like a program that's like, all right, you can be here for really cheap, save up money until you have enough that we can invest into the next commune, and then you're bought in. I don't know, but is that even like, you know what I'm saying? Like have a section where it was like people who were able to like, you know, earn and save up money or whatever to invest in the next commune. You guys are so a pyramid scheme. I don't think it's a pyramid scheme though. Like it would just be like, okay, like for example, it would be like, all right, there's 10 of us, we all have $10,000 that we're going to put into starting this commune. So that gives us $100,000. That'll get us 5 acres of land, and then we can get some machinery, we can get, you know, some materials, and we can, you know, get it developed with running water and electricity, and we'll, you know, start up like our plot of land, right? And then there's another section where it'll be like open to people who want to, you know, join the commune because it's so hard to save up money. It would be like, all right, here's a spot for you to live. You save up $10,000. You know, you 10 people, maybe we start with 10 people, you know, who own that plot of land. And then we get 10 more people that are just like, yeah, we'll accept, you know, taking like, like, okay, let me explain.
Wow.
Let me explain again.
Lynn just
So like, for example.
Oh, wow. Poodle_Lynn just subscribed.
Poodle in, yes, you would be allowed. Okay. Thoughts? No, not indentured servitude, you fucking morons. Like, you guys are just fucking saying things. Okay, so here's my example. You have 10 people that are like, yeah, we want to start a commune. These 10 people, they put in $10,000, right? Maybe we get 5 acres, which is really a lot of land. We divide the 5 acres into 20 different plots of land, right? There's 10 plots of land that are, you know, that of the founding members, and that is their place. That is where they live. It cannot be taken from them. They cannot be kicked out, right? And then there's 10 other spaces where it's like, okay, you can live here cheap for free, you know? Maybe you work from home, maybe you're on disability. You can live here cheap for free. You know, the goal is for you to save up $10,000 with these other 10 people who are also working on saving up. and then we'll take that $100,000 and we'll buy another 5 acres of land where you can have, you know, a plot that you own, and then we'll cycle in 10 more people. Does that make sense? That's not fucking communism. That's not indentured servitude. You know, like I said, I'm trying to think of how you would even do it without like that being a thing and it turning into like, you know, right? I think like the hard thing would be like getting income, but it's like I wouldn't want to be in charge of other people's income. Like I wouldn't have the ability to pay other people. Like I ain't rich. You know, it's like bring in your income. We're not going to take any of it from you. Save it until you have enough to help invest in the next.
Death to all of them.
And then it's like you're bought in. Does that make sense? Like, it's like it can't, you know, it's like maybe eventually if it got big enough, we could have like a free program for people that were like, yeah, if you wanted to work it off, you know, but then that does kind of become like indentured servitude. I mean, it would have to be like, you know, you build a house, you get a house or something like that. I don't know. What are you going to do if someone comes and does nothing and doesn't save? I guess that would be like why it would be like a temporary plot. That would be why those other plots would be considered temporary, because it's like if you can't work with the program, we can't work with you, girl. Sorry. I think that there would be like some leniency. You know, it's like if you know, were living at the commune and you were working from the commune like over the internet or something, like taking phone calls, and they like laid you off or something, then I think that, yeah, like there would be leniency for that. But it's like if you're just being, you know, lazy, then it would be like, sorry, girl. Are we allowed to set up fracking on our plot of land? Steve, right? Like we would have to think about the rules. How does this plan adhere to state law? We would have to like basically go to areas that weren't developed, so we wouldn't have to worry about building codes, because that is something how they'll get you a lot. And you know, it varies from state to state. Like where I'm at in the Ozarks, it's like they don't give a fuck. And at the point that we would have the property up and like surveyed, I think we would pretty much be like grandfathered. But I don't know. Like I said, like that like example that I gave, that was just like one of the ways that I thought maybe it could work. But it's like maybe, like, I don't know. Like I said, we would need the big brains on it. Isn't income sharing a big part of a commune? I would assume it varies from commune to commune. Like maybe that there would be like a base fee, but I feel like we could keep it like pretty low, really, because it's like we would want to basically like buy our land outright. You know, we would want to like basically have everything paid for and bought outright, so it wasn't like we were like taking out loans and accruing like, you know, things that we had to pay bills on and shit, right? We would want it to be like basically no overhead, or as little overhead as possible. And then I guess like the overhead would just be like divided up amongst everyone, which would be like, you know, the cost of water and electricity, I guess like the cost of like feeding animals and stuff. No, that's what I think too, Black Lime. That's why I'm like, I think that it's like after the first commune, it's like we would want to try to expand to different communes. And that would be cool whenever you think about it too, because it's like depending on the communes, it's like we could also have like vacay spots, you know, where it's like, well, I'm from this commune, but I'm coming into town to vacation for a while, so I'm going to be staying at the vacation spot of the commune. I thought the point of the commune would be to not work and live off the land. Well, it's like there has to be some sort of income in some way. You know, it's like there has to be some sort of income stream. I don't know exactly what that would look like. outfit of the day, Commune move, top from Shein, pants from Shein, and shoes from Amazon. Yeah, and true, living off the land also requires working. We could do drop shipping, right? I think the thing that could be cool about it though, is like, I don't know, I feel like if we set it up right in like certain locations, it's like we could get the communes involved in like local grassroots movements and help campaign for socialists and door knock. You know what I mean? Like have the socialist bus and be like, all right, commune, we're getting on the bus and we're going out to the city to canvass for this new socialist, this new person running for running on DSA, you know. But yeah, I don't know. Like I've thought about it, and I don't know if it's just me, but I've always kind of like been like this. I like living around a lot of people. Well, it is probably just me. Like it's just a me thing. You know, like I feel like a lot of people would be so like upset like living with like their parents and like siblings and shit like that. But honestly, like it warms my heart. It does. Like I love having a full house. Like I love having like friends and family around. But yeah, like I think that's why like commune living also sounds like appealing to me. You know, like community sounds appealing to me. And then it's like, you know, you'd also have to think like there would be children around. There would be children on the commune. I think that would be so fun. Oh, I'm out. No, like children would be a part of the commune. Like it would have to be. It would have to be. You guys are being so hateful to the mothers and fathers in the chat. There would be children at the commune. There would be families. I used to work at a daycare. I like kids. I just never had any. It's like, you know, and there's nothing better than like having kids around that aren't yours. Honestly. You know, it's like you don't have like responsibility for them, but you can also be like, hey, go grab that over there for me, child. Hey child, will you run next door? Will you go next door and fetch some firewood? No, that's what like the children around here always do. Like we'll be sitting around the fire and it'll be like, child, like the neighbor's children, it'll be like, will you go shut the door? Child labor, not child labor. But no, there would be child labor. No, there would be child labor. No, but like you'd have to think like, you know, there are people in the community who have children. And it would be, I think, cool for like the people in the community who have children, like they would be able to coordinate with one another. That's like that's how a lot of communes do, and it's so helpful for the families with children to be able to like coordinate, you know, watching the kids and whatnot, you know, start a little daycare center amongst like the families that have kids. Who here has kids? There's dozens of mothers here. There is. There is. They just don't talk about it because you guys make them feel isolated. Like, they don't talk about their kids because they don't want to be told. See? See? No, and then it's also like all of you motherfuckers that don't have kids. Like, I don't have kids and I don't plan on having kids, but all of you motherfuckers that don't have kids, like, are you not of the age yet where you've thought, well, fuck, what am I gonna do whenever I'm old? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do whenever I'm old and I need somebody to get up in my attic to get my sentimentals, you know? Like, you haven't thought about that yet? Like, and like, don't get me wrong, like, I don't think about it in a selfish way. Like, I'm not like, oh, I have to have kids so I can make somebody take care of me whenever I'm old. But have you guys not heard how it's like a concern in the future for like how the birth rate has gone down and how it's like, you know, there's less people in nursing. Nursing is like, nurses aren't paid enough. Like, by the time like we're old and need care, it's like, how hard will it be to find like a nurse or someone to help you? Like, that's what the expensive robot maids will do. I hope so. The move is to be healthy now to avoid meds and hospital later. I think no, that's something I've been thinking about a lot too. This really has just turned into like a me ranting for an hour, but that's something that I've thought about a lot too, is like how important our health is, like especially like us that are like that millennial age now. It's like, no, our health is everything. Like, none of us, I know none of us can fucking afford an accident or like some sort of like, I guess, you know, like preventable health issue, you know, from like just being like unhealthy. It is like, I've been really trying to do better. Like, I think it's starting to show, but it's definitely hard. It's definitely hard. I've been walking like about 45 minutes almost every day. And then like I had been doing really good at my calorie counting for a while, and then I fell off a bit, but I got back on it. And I feel like whenever I have like those hang-ups, I feel like they're becoming like shorter and shorter. You know what I mean? Like whenever I have my fall off periods, I feel like they're getting shorter and shorter. But I'm really trying. It is just fucking difficult. Oh, we're still out here. Yeah, sorry. I'm like, I need to go inside. I need to go inside. But I'm just... What are we even gonna fucking do? What are we gonna do, Peter? Penny, what are we gonna do? She's like, I don't know.